welcome to the Popcorn Counter here at the Two Real Cinema Club. I am James Rosico.
And I am Andres Lorente.
And this is the Film of the Year show. Check it out. It's like the Met Gala in here.
It is. It's pretty impressive. I don't feel like I belong. This is crazy.
Yeah, but I think you wear jeans and T-shirts so well.
Thank you, sir.
This year, as you can see, I've come dressed all in white. Although not quite all in white. Black socks. It's the little details, I'm afraid, I missed out on.
I thought those were your scrubs. Your scrubs. You're coming directly from surgery.
They are clean, though. They are clean.
Okay.
Largely clean.
No blood. No blood. That's the important thing. Or not much.
2025, not a bad year for film, I think. Happily. Would you say that?
Yeah, it was fine.
That's our catchphrase coming back again. We should put that on a T-shirt. It was fine. So, for a fine year, we are gathered here at the Two Real Cinema Club Popcorn Count to hand out our 7 annual awards and look back at the year. Very exciting. This is the pod that I look forward to all year.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So 7 categories, 7 awards, and the first envelope goes to you.
Oh, this is also always the hardest category, I find, because this is the best film of the year not made this year. So, as everybody knows, we talk about new films and we compare them to old films. So I have to choose one of the best of the old films.
And it's difficult because generally all of the old films are really, really good.
They're really good. That's why it's a lot easier to choose one of the best newer films. So I have nominations, but I guess I have to settle on one. Isn't that the way this works?
Yeah, well, neither of us knows what the other has put down. We have both got a short list of nominations.
Yeah.
And then where the nominations don't coincide, we have to argue it out live in front of the microphone.
I know.
What are your nominations for the best film of the year not made this year?
Well, I've got to trim it down because I have a lot. I have 1, 2,
You just nominated all of them.
4,
just all
5,
of them, basically.
6, 7. I have 7 nominations.
Whoa.
Do you want to hear my nominations?
5.
You've got 5?
I've got 5.
I'm going to drop 2. There are 2 that I can definitely drop. So let me drop those and then I'll come back to you. Okay. I've just dropped them, taken out the envelope and canceled them. Here are my 5 nominations.
Okay. I'm all ears.
The nominations are The Big Lebowski.
Oh, yep.
The Apartment.
Right, yes.
The Big Sleep. What are those, I guess?
The Big Sleep. I do love The Big Sleep.
Touch of Evil. And My Life as a Dog.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. I overlap a little bit. My 5 nominations are The Big Sleep. I do love The Big Sleep. I've probably seen it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times now. So good fun to see that again this year. I'm awed by Journey to Italy.
Oh.
Great admirer of Rossellini. I love The Craft of Touch of Evil. Yeah. So we have 2 in common.
Okay.
I very nearly gave my top slot to Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
And it surprised me going back to it, having not seen it for a long time. I was surprised at how masterful that film is, actually. But top of my list of nominations doesn't even appear on your list.
Oh.
I think the finest old film that I have seen all year, directed by Ingmar Bergman, started out as a television series. Yeah. I would put Fanny and Alexander at the top of my list.
Yeah. I have to say that I just took it off my list. So that was remember when I said I had 7? Fanny and Alexander was one.
That was one of the loud clunks. What was the other one that fell on the floor?
The other one that fell on the floor, well, it was Sentimental. I put, he might still get one when we get to Clunker. I had This Is Spinal Tap on there because I just wanted I wanted Rob Reiner to win something, and I felt like it should be that one. But I just don't think it's in the same league as some of these other ones that we're talking about. But so technically, Fanny and Alexander is one of my tops as well. So in terms of filmmaking and just incredible storytelling and cinematography and such, I think Fanny and Alexander is definitely worthy.
But out of your 5 remaining, which was your favourite? Because you might win me over to your side.
Probably Touch of Evil. I mean, I love the big sleep. I think it still has some sort of clunky bits, and a lot of it doesn't make sense because I don't think they really worried too much about the whole Shaggy Dog story being logical. It just kind of, as long as you get to the right ending, it's a good film. Whereas I think Touch of Evil from the get-go is pretty compelling and weird in places and wonderful in places, and it has definitely great cinematography and acting. So I would probably lean towards Touch of Evil, but could go very easily to Fanny and Alexander.
Oh, difficult, isn't it?
It is. Two different films.
They are very different.
Wildly, yeah.
What I really admired about Touch of Evil, again, which I was, having seen it before, I was surprised to recognise just how much incredible craft there is in the making of that film. So many long takes, not just that famous long tracking take at the start, but a whole bunch of other really long, leisurely, supremely well planned out takes, which are not showy. They are long takes made in service of the story and the characters. Terrific bit of work. But on the other hand, Fanny and Alexander does contain an appearance by not only one but two different gods. It does journey from like the warmest family Christmas I've ever seen on screen, all the way to a medieval hermitage and back, filled with mystery. All the questions about life, the universe, and everything are asked by Fanny and Alexander.
True.
I had never seen it before, so a complete new experience for me. And I was thoroughly wowed by it. So I might try and stand my ground.
I think Fanny and Alexander it is. I mean, it's essentially 2, if not 3 films. So, and it's 2 or 3 very good films. So yes, it has to be Fanny and Alexander.
Fanny and Alexander. Another award for Ingmar Bergman. Where does he put them all?
I know.
I get the next envelope.
Yes.
So the next prize is 2025's Best Actor.
Wow.
I've got how many have I got on my list of nominations here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh dear. So a lot of noms on my side, maybe the same ones on yours. So my nominations: Emma Stone, shaved her head, put in a great performance in Bugonia. Very layered, clever, interesting, nuanced performance, but maybe slightly undermined by an under-thought-out ending. I'm not sure. Leonardo DiCaprio, I always find very watchable actor. He's a terrific burned-out stoner in One Battle After Another. I do want to put a nod to Leone Benesch from September 5. With a very unshowy, subtle, believable performance. Very good bit of character acting in that movie. Right at the beginning of the year, I really enjoyed watching Timothée Chalamet be Bob Dylan. I loved his portrayal.
He was amazing.
It's really, really good. I feel a little bit embarrassed to be on the Timothée Chalamet bandwagon, but I thought it was a great bit of work, and it is on our list. I do want to have a quick mention of David Corenswet as Superman. Not a subtle film, but one that I enjoyed tremendously, and I really enjoyed watching someone play the Man of Steel with believable vulnerability. I think he gave that Superman character kind of some of the traits that we need in 2025: generosity, vulnerability, patience, support of the weak. He was a Superman that I will get behind happily. But at the bottom, the bottom of my list, probably top of my nominations, is Fernanda Torres. For I'm Still Here. We watched her in 2 films in the same week.
We did.
In that film, she gives a tremendously layered, it's that layered word again, very subtle, very human performance. She seems to just dig so deeply into the character. She expresses so much. She's apparently aloof and dignified, but there is so much movement happening under the surface. That's a terrific performance. That is my list, but how does it compare to your list?
Well, I really only have 2 on my list, and one of them I don't feel good about. But
Oh, God, I like a bit of guilt.
The one I don't feel good
Adds
about
depth.
is, and it's only because I think we're behind the times, because I think this is a 2024 film, really, which is, I agree with you, Timothy Chalamet in A Complete Unknown. I love that film. I would probably give that film a lot of awards, let's say, but it's just because it feels so last year. When I say 2024 now, it feels like it's 2 years ago because it's 2026.
the film of 2 years ago.
So I'm with the permission structure seems to be there now, and it wasn't before. So I would say maybe yes, Timothy Chalamet, but I actually think Leonardo DiCaprio was phenomenal. I loved his performance in One Battle After Another. He's sort of juggling all these different things with he's a rebel, a revolutionary. He's a bomb maker, essentially. He's a single father, basically. He is a stoner. He ends up stumbling into being a hero as well. So I just loved that performance. So I would probably go with Leo. I could be swung over to Timothy Chalamet because I'm a Dylan junkie, but as I said, I feel kind of old now. He's got a couple of films. I think he's got like a third Dune in him now and a Marty Supreme in him now. So it's old hat for him. Fernanda Torres was great. Yeah, I love what you mentioned about Fernanda Torres because in part she just plays that character at very different ages too. She's like probably 38 or 40 in the early going, and then maybe in her 70s later on, which is really nice. So she does that aging process very, very well.
Yeah, it's very accomplished. But films are largely star-driven vehicles, and Leonardo DiCaprio is as much of a film star as we have these days.
Yeah,
I agree. Unglamorous role for him.
Yeah,
very fun performance, and I think the right mix of competence and kind of burned out stoner.
Yeah.
So it's like it would have been easy to play him as just a kind of comedy character who can't do anything. Yeah. But he's not. He's still actually, there's still some fire in him.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, that's a subtle, well-made performance that deserves to be honoured. So, yeah, I would agree with you on Leonardo DiCaprio. So he wins the gong.
Yeah.
One battle after another. Good for him. Might not be the last time we talk about that film this year.
Oh, definitely not. Congrats, Leo.
Next envelope is yours.
This one is also hard because there's so many clunkers of the year. God, this one's actually makes me joy. Like best film of the year not made this year. I hesitate because they're all great choices. They're all worthy. Clunker of the year. Oof, many are worthy for sure, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, too many were worthy this year.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that seems more appropriate to have 5 nominations.
I've only got 4. What are your 5?
I bet all of them are in this 5 here already. Honey, Don't.
Oh, not on my list, actually, though probably it should be. Yeah. Oh, poor Honey, Don't.
I think because the stakes are really big, Deliver Me From Nowhere, which was the Bruce Springsteen film, I thought could be a big clunker. Because I think it was supposed to be great and supposed to do more business and be more critically received in a positive light. That's definitely there. Oh, God, please don't go. Please don't agree with this one because I don't think this is good. Spinal Tap 2. What was it called? The End is Near, The End Continues or something like that?
Yeah.
I think it was a clunker. War of the Worlds, I don't know why that was made in 2020 and then why it was made again after 20. Why would you remake that film again and again? And then finally, Mickey 17. Again, I think the stakes are kind of high, so that clunks from a high height. So,
yeah.
Honey, Don't, Deliver Me From Nowhere, Spinal Tap 2, War of the Worlds, Mickey 17.
All of those deserve clunker of the year, frankly. And several of them appear on my list. So I also put down War of the Worlds. Mm-hmm. My problem with War of the Worlds, though, is that it's a little bit too easy to make it clunker of the year because it is such a monumentally clunky film.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had a great time watching it. I laughed louder and longer at War of the Worlds than any other film this year. So it feels churlish to tell it off. I should really be buying it a beer and sitting down and listening to its stories. Mickey 17, what a strange, bizarre miss of a film.
Yeah.
A great example of the value of having someone to tell you no during the filmmaking process, I think.
Yeah.
Because, someone should have said no. my other two on my list, Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was very disappointing,
Yeah.
given the talent that was associated with the film.
Yep.
No shortage of clever, talented people in that film, and yet the end product, I'm guessing much of the failure down to the failure of the script. But just reminds you of what Hitchcock would say: you need three things to make a good film: a good script, and a good script.
Yeah.
But out of all those, the clunkiest clunker for me is one that didn't even appear on your list, which is The Roses.
Oh, yeah. That is
which I must say, I wrote in my little description on the back of the card here, a torrent of self-indulgence with nary an authentic beat in its whole running time, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was endlessly dreadful. But other people that I saw it in the theatre with seemed to enjoy it. There were guffaws from other audience members, but none from my seat.
Yeah. No, it was not very good. I just think there were so many films that were clunkier. And we do have a couple that are on both lists, War of the Worlds and Mickey 17.
Well, in which case, maybe we should give it to the one that fell from the greatest height. To go from Parasite to Mickey 17, I think, is an impressive fall.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame because it does feel like it wouldn't have taken an enormous amount of tweaking to turn Mickey 17 into something interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But that wasn't it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
If you want to give it to Mickey 17, I will happily second that.
Yeah, I think the stakes piece is important. Like Honey Don't was, I think, written as a B movie, so it doesn't matter if it fails to a certain extent. But I thought like Delivering Me from Nowhere and Mickey 17 were big projects with some big names attached, and both very painful. I'm having some traumatic moments just thinking about them. So if we could move on soon to the next category, please.
At last, we'll start talking about films that we think are good. Next award, here is the envelope. It is for Scene of the Year. This is the thing that I say every year, which is that this is one of those fundamental precepts we were both taught at film school, that writers think in terms of stories, whereas directors think in terms of scenes, and the unit of work as a scene for a director is very important, I think, in understanding what cinema is. And often people will tell you about scripts that they like because there's a great scene in it that they want to make.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 great scenes on my card here. I'm not sure that you will agree with any of them.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think we may have some disagreements.
Yeah.
Here's my list. Yeah. I'm going to give a shout out to Superman again. I know it won't win, but I enjoyed that 13-minute long talky scene quite early on in the movie, which I thought was an interesting, fairly brave choice for a comic book picture, where it's just Superman and Lois chatting in an apartment. And it gets quite a lot of story beats done, and it tells you quite a bit of character information, and it's just 2 enjoyable performances. As you know, I went to see Superman 3 times in the theatre.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that scene every time. Very watchable, 2 engaging stars, but I know it won't win. Next on my list, well, that Springsteen film. It was a clunker, but I did really enjoy watching him record "Born in the USA."
Oh yeah.
Largely because I like the song "Born in the USA," but yes, watching them record that, it was a very enjoyable scene, and I could imagine pitching that movie and saying, "Well, at least we get to recreate the recording of "Born in the USA, and let's listen to the whole song in its entirety." So I tap my toe to that.
Yeah.
Next one is One Battle After Another, which kind of gets 2 suggestions.
Okay.
That long middle sequence during the riot, trying to escape.
Yeah.
That is a great bit of cinema. That is a terrific sequence.
Yeah.
All sorts of surprises, great character moments, feels almost like a documentary, has a great deal to say about the world that we live in. Very skillful bit of filmmaking.
Yeah.
That middle scene. And also the car chase at the end. The film has a number of great examples of terrific, high-quality filmmaking.
Yeah.
So the car chase is fairly simple. I have never seen a car chase filmed like that, which is just using the rhythm of hills in the road to tell the story.
Yeah.
But that's just what it does. Very accomplished, really interesting. Who would have thought that you could do a completely new kind of car chase in 2025? That is skill.
Yeah.
And then finally, my final scene of the year nom is last week's Hamnet. that closing scene in the globe.
Yep.
It uses that great technique of letting the content of the scene and the meaning of the scene kind of be at right angles to each other. The music is doing a lot of the work. Shakespeare is doing a lot of the work. Chloe Zhao understands that it can just be enough to point your camera at your actors and let them do it. That's what I wrote on my card here. I've still, I'm fairly recently that we've seen that film. I still have the music by Max Richter running through my mind. Beautiful scene. Yeah. Great bit of skillful filmmaking. But I would not be surprised if none of those scenes appears on your card.
I committed one cardinal sin of doing all my awards before I saw Hamnet. So, in truth, I think there are going to be two scenes that coincide.
Oh,
yeah. But I do have some different ones that I would like to talk about quickly. My first one is sort of a combination of two scenes. It's from Secret Mall Apartment. I loved the security guards when they find out that the apartment is in the mall and then they start partying in the apartment. I think it's really well done. It's a very humorous reenactment and a reimagination of what they think happened. And I just thought that was fantastic. It felt very human. Like I could see those guys being bored at work and going in and smoking some cannabis and playing video games in this secret mall apartment. And it piggybacks on the whole moment where they're moving cement blocks to construct a wall.
Yes.
So that whole scene of them just talking to, the police stop by and ask them what they're doing. At one point, they talk the police out of, pressing any charges or arresting them as they're carrying hundreds of cement blocks into the mall to do a construction project. Those are two scenes not on your list, but I think they deserve some mention.
Yeah.
There were two scenes that I loved in One Battle After Another. I loved the Christmas Explorers Club when one character goes into this sort of warren of a house in the basement, and those characters are just so real and so racist and sinister. And I just loved all the build up about the lifestyle, the ultra wealth and the privilege and all that, and the dialogue was great. And it was one of those scenes where there's no subtext. They're telling you exactly who they are and how they are, and I love that.
When people tell you what they are, you believe them.
And then I wrote down, I think this is the scene you're talking about too. It's Leonardo DiCaprio is charging up his phone in that scene. It's kind of a very long Steadicam shot, and it gives you so much information about what's happening outside and what's happening inside, and I think also what's what characters are feeling in the exterior and the interior. So I think that's one that coincides for us. I think we both love that. In September 5, I loved this scene where the ABC News crew is learning that the kidnappers are probably also watching the TV. And it's just kind of scary and tense, but super real. And, they're already worried that they're going to end up showing a murder accidentally or intentionally on live television. And then they find out the kidnappers know where they are and they're watching them in their cameras. And it's just this brilliant moment. And then A Complete Unknown. There's this one scene where Joan Baez and Bob Dylan are at odds, but they're supposed to be playing, I think, probably at one of the Newport Folk Festival shows. And she's on the stage performing, and she sees him. He's waiting in the wings. He's about to come out and play with her, and she just gives him the finger because he's with another woman, and she's just at odds with him. And then he walks on stage, and they sing beautifully together. And it's just this one moment where they hate each other in that moment, and then they're awesome together in that moment. And I love that. I also love the scene where it's sort of the end of the world. The Cuban Missile Crisis thing is going on, and that's when he and Joan Baez actually hook up as a pair. I thought that was great. And then, I'm going to go with that Hamnet scene too, with hands-on Hamnet at the end in the theater. I think that was a great moment. So the two that coincide are definitely the long take in One Battle After Another with Leo charging his phone, and the Hamnet scene.
I do feel like it would be good if September 5 got some recognition, because there's a lot of skillful work in making it a great deal out of quite a small setup in September 5. Yeah. So I'm almost tempted to change my vote to September 5. Wow. But while I say that, that Hamnet music is running through my brain again. Yeah. And I find it very difficult to get that out of my head. Yeah. I think that scene with the hands
Yeah.
with the performance,
Yeah.
with the play and the real world meeting in the same space. I think that's it's a pretty skillful scene, more skillful yet, because I'm now aware that is not in the book.
Oh yeah.
And so it makes it feel like that this it's not only did you read the book and you thought I want to make this, but you wanted to make this and you invented the very best bit of it, which wasn't in the original. So I might still veer towards Hamnet for scene of the year. Yeah, but I could be persuaded. My arm is here for twisting.
I say make it so. And the thing is that I've already talked about stakes. That scene comes at such an important moment. It's the climax of the film. It changed the whole. I mean, I was happy about the film. I thought it was good until that moment, and then I thought this is great, and that's where I was crying and teary, and the emotional impact was significant. And as I said, it just comes at a point where you can't make a mistake. If that film ends weakly, I think it's a different film entirely.
Yes,
but I think that ending kind of just concludes it, wraps it up, and makes it a great film. So let's go with Hamnet scene, hands on stage, maybe we'll call it.
Hands on stage. Yep, excellent. Next envelope is yours.
Is it really?
It is.
Is this product placement of the year?
It is.
I gotta say, I am so excited about this category. There are some very good candidates. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, 5. I sort of have 5.
Oh, I only have 3 for this.
No, I might.
They are 3 big ones.
Yeah, I might have 6 actually. Now that I'm looking at it,
there's been a lot of product placement this year.
I'm gonna hope this one's not on your list, and I'm gonna start with an honorable mention. So this is not among my candidates.
Right.
I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Honey Don't. I hope that's not on your list, is it?
It's not on my list.
Okay,
no.
perfect. And I will explain. I think the product placement in that film is really, really bad because it's showing a lot of businesses that have either gone out of business or would never pay for product placement because they're already out of business, or they're just not very well known. It's mostly in the opening credits. They film all these things, I guess, in Southern California, all these storefronts and operations, and it's a way of getting the credits in. But it also occasionally gives you a look at some business like Ron's Auto Parts or Jerry's Sandwich Shop or whatever. So it's giving you atmosphere, and they're all probably fake businesses anyway, but I'm just giving them an honorable mention because I thought it was a different way of doing product placement, and it's bad good, I guess, in the sense that I think that's a good idea, but it doesn't really get you any money. So here are the actual nominees. No surprise here at all. War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, yes, incredible.
F1, I think, do they call it F1 the movie or F1?
F1 the movie, the product,
okay,
yes.
There you go. Sentimental Value.
Oh.
And I'll go into more detail if we can get that on your list too. Blade Runner, I was really surprised, and I know we probably shouldn't do that for an old film, but the amount of stuff from the 1980s that came up in Blade Runner, I was shocked, and I didn't remember that very well at all, but it's a massive product placement film. And then I think Superman, to a certain extent, just felt like there are a couple of things in there, but I think between War of the Worlds, F1, and Sentimental Value, we've probably got some good players. I mean, the crypto came to mind tremendously in Superman, and I think I saw some other stuff too. But and again, Superman, I like the fact that they called the dog Crypto, but for a different reason.
I'm going to have 3 on my list, but they are all fairly biggies. Yes, War of the Worlds, which feels almost like a shoe-in, frankly. That movie is broadly an advert with a few tiny, tiny little bits of drama in between.
Yes.
And then the same could be said of F1 : the movie : the sales pitch, because yes, never have I seen so many products on screen. Utterly shameless. My third product placement of the year actually goes to Springsteen. Oh, yeah. Only because the film felt rather less like a biopic about Bruce Springsteen and more like an advert for Born in the USA.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember the name of the album now.
Nebraska,
that's it.
Yeah.
So it felt an awful lot more like an advert for the album rather than really a piece of art which is going to tell us something profound about the people that we like. Springsteen, maybe I'm being uncharitable, but there are a number of disappointments with that film.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds, I will say the same thing I said about it earlier, which is, though it's a clunker, though it is a transparent advert for the services offered by Amazon, it is also utterly hilarious. And it did have me almost rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
So for that, I feel I'll almost give it a buy.
Yeah.
Whereas F1, the movie, not only a film that contains product placement, but a film about an industry which is built on product placement.
Yeah.
And the whole thing paid for by the biggest company in the world, I think.
Yeah.
It just feels like products on products on products.
Yeah.
And yet, the War of the Worlds isn't pretending to be good, whereas F1, the movie, I feel like it has pretensions to be an actual film.
Yeah.
Which for me is a greater sin, I think.
Yeah.
But what was your take?
My takes are this. I think you couldn't make a Formula One film without pointing a camera at something that is already going to have a lot of advertisements on it, like the uniforms, right? The billboards, the cars themselves.
Yep.
So it would almost be inauthentic if they avoided product placement. So I think that's too easy. War of the Worlds, I feel like it's obviously Amazon. They use Amazon Prime. They mention Amazon again and again. And I guess, again, that feels a little bit too easy, and it's just too, it's very transparent, right? The reason I put sentimental value down, and I think it is because it's so sinister. Like Netflix gets their name in there. It's going to go on to Netflix. And we've just recently talked about how Netflix wants to put the movie industry out of business, period. So for me, that is just the cruelest. It's really in one or two lines that Stellan Skarsgård has in the film. But for me, that was a jaw-dropping moment. I was taking this film seriously for the longest time. I was watching it there in the theater, being patient because I didn't really like it that much. But all of a sudden, when I hear him saying, "Oh, it's going to be up to Netflix. Or it's a Netflix decision," it's this weird meta moment that I think is absolutely evil. And that's why I would choose sentimental value, because it's otherwise kind of a legitimate, I'm using quotation marks there, legitimate kind of film. And then all of a sudden, just the most sinister product placement you can possibly imagine comes right out of a character's mouth. It's not like he picks up it's not like he's watching television, he pauses on Netflix and chooses a film or something like that. It's that it comes out of the A-lister's mouth. So that's why I chose that one. But I could very easily go to War of the Worlds because I just absolutely hate Amazon at this point. And it is shameless.
I think you have persuaded me with your eloquent argument that War of the Worlds, it's difficult to take seriously.
That's exactly.
It's just pure silliness. And you are right that F1 probably couldn't be made without product placement and still seem authentic.
Yeah.
But if there is anyone evil in the screenwriting filmmaking world, it probably is Netflix.
Yeah.
It really is turkeys voting for Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I agree with you. I
All
think sentimental value should take this gong.
Good. Thank you.
We are down to the last two now. Very exciting.
Yes.
The next one, a award dear to our hearts. This is the award for Script of the Year. Not a lot of, I've written at the top of my card here, not a lot of great writing evident on screen this year. But actually, I'm going to take that back. There has been some good writing.
Yeah.
I've got 4 nominees on my card, and I think we're getting to the stage in the proceedings now where we start hearing the same names again and again.
Yeah, I think so.
Hamnet does have some wonderfully written scenes,
Yeah.
but the ones that are the best are all generally written by Shakespeare. So I don't think I can really, in good conscience, give it to Hamnet when the best writing there was done 425 years ago.
Yeah.
A Real Pain. Again, it's this kind of last year's screenplay nominee or winner, I think. So it just feels a little bit like last year's film. It did get plaudits at the time. Didn't really impress us, though. I think not just too talky, not sincere enough. I think.
Yeah.
I did go back and watch some clips from A Real Pain a few days ago, and in fact, there are some amusing gags, but just not authentic enough. I think. So I'm going to cross those both off and narrow it down to 2 nominations.
Wow.
One is One Battle After Another. Adapted from Vineland,
Yeah.
Thomas Pynchon, famously difficult to adapt, difficult book to adapt.
Yeah.
But it has some characters in it that I haven't really seen before. In situations that play out differently to what I expected. It has good gags, it has some good surprises, it has a terrific climax, it is properly cinematic, and it feels like there is genuine depth and perspective to these characters. And also, I feel, now I'll probably talk about this a little bit later as well, that it's a movie that we need now.
Yeah.
So One Battle After Another, I think, good script, deserves to be looked at.
Yeah.
My other nomination is Bugonia.
Yeah.
Not a perfect script. And we said when we watched it that it felt kind of scheduled, I think, was the clever way that you described it. It feels like it hits its plot points exactly every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of it is a bit on the nose. And, worst of all, I'm not sure that film really knows what it wants to say. But it does have some very skillfully drawn characters. It does tap into the zeitgeist. I think it can be subtle. It is stealthy at times.
Yeah.
It's a good script for a basis for some very good performances.
Yeah.
Those are the two on my list. Yeah, maybe not a year with a huge amount of outstanding writing. What appears on your list?
On my list, we have one in common.
Okay.
Well, we have more than one. I have Hamnet on my list as well, so I guess that's in common. I agree with you. I think for me, it really feels like a director's film as opposed to a writer's film, and it is an adaptation and borrows heavily from Shakespeare, so it kind of quickly would leave my list as well. I liked September 5. I thought it was it's the kind of thing where, because there's not a big production budget, it really depends on a script in a way that some of these other films don't depend on the script. And it does this tricky thing of taking something that's real events and giving it a new angle, and, kind of recording those real events in a way that's believable and full of tension. I mean, it's just a natural story, I think. So I thought that was a really well done script. I just want to see this film win an award, but I also, again, it's last year, 2024. It's 2 years ago. I love A Complete Unknown because I think it's just an example of adapting something that could be just unwieldy and huge and really finding the story. And then just the fact that Dylan even made contributions where he said, let's make it more interesting by telling lies. I mean, I love that. So that's definitely there. But the one that we agree on is One Battle After Another. And I don't, I like it. I don't say it easily because I'm not a big fan of Paul Thomas Anderson's films in general. He's hit big a couple of times and then he's just failed big, in my opinion. But I looked at a little bit of Thomas Pynchon's writing too, and I don't like it. And it's amazing that he could get a great story out of that. And I think there are humor moments in there that are fantastic. The tone around the revolutionaries is really good. He juggles a lot of, I think, difficult material and somehow gets it all into one script that is really good. As you said, there's a car chase that's a major part of the film. There's this whole almost a montage of a first act of just things moving really quickly and giving the story. There are these weird detours into the Christmas Explorers Club. There are the relationships between the father and daughter. There's the goofiness with obviously with Leo DiCaprio being such a stoner. So I think it really is an eclectic piece, and it holds together. And I think a lot of that's just in the writing. If you didn't have a starting point, a solid starting point, it'd be hard to take those detours and make it work. So the one that's on both of our lists quite prominently is One Battle After Another.
It is. I'm slightly worried about giving the award to a film that sees this kind of really clunky murder and then resurrection and then murder of the main antagonist in the third act.
Yeah.
Where they kill him and they feel they didn't kill him enough. They need to bring him back to life again so that he can have no threat to anybody. We just want to watch him die again in a different way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of weird, clunky stuff about it. It is an unusually shaped film with a lot of unusual material, and it's just amazing that it all fits into the same story.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give it to One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
It's an interesting achievement.
I think so.
And I would like to encourage him to write widely in the way that he has here. It feels like a widely written script.
Yeah.
Where there's, it's a script with a wide-angle lens. It encompasses a lot. It goes to many places and many tones, and yet still manages to remain unified and sort of be about something.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, which feels like the second award, isn't it? Second award tonight for One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
It's threatening to sweep.
Ooh.
Okay. Yep. So script of the year, I'm putting it on the list here. One Battle After Another.
Ooh.
So that leaves us with our final envelope.
Is this one yours or mine?
This one is yours. It's got your name on it.
No. Oh, no. Okay. The award is Best Film. How many titles? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 7, I think, again. And I'm surprised. I didn't think it was a great year. So to have 7 films, it's mostly, I think, to give us some wiggle room.
I've only got 4, actually.
Okay, good,
so.
good.
Okay.
I just want to give A Complete Unknown something. I'm sorry. It's too old. So that's out there. I'm just throwing that one out there. One Battle After Another, clearly one of the best films of the year.
Yep.
And that's probably not just for us, but probably for a wider audience. I loved Secret Mall Apartment. I just thought it was very, very interesting. And I love those no budget true stories that are just wilder than reality. Close to Fiction. Love that one. I'm Still Here. I thought was just a great film.
Yep.
Opens our eyes to what Brazil was like in the 1970s and the aftermath of what happened there after the military dictatorship. Begonia, I agree. I think there's some things towards the end that I just didn't like, and that's what kind of spoils it for me. But it's a well-made film.
Yeah. Yep.
Hamnet, I added after I saw it, so I'm a late comer to Hamnet, so I just saw it maybe 2 or 3 nights ago. And then finally, September 5. I just want to champion that film a little bit. I really thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And it was, So I enjoyed that. I forget what we paired that with. What was it called? 4 Days in September or something like that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we saw...
No, that was Munich. September 5 was paired with Munich, yeah.
So I remember enjoying that show. We did a great show there, and September 5. I think it deserved a wider audience. I mean, I'm sure some people saw it, but that's a film that I'm obviously championing a little bit here because I had it as script of the year, one of the scenes of the year, and best film. So there you go. Do you need me to hear them again? To read them again?
I'll tell you my 4, good. And then we will meld them all together into a mega list. I think the mega list will be 8. So, top of my list, I also put A Complete Unknown.
Oh, good.
I wrote here, I thought A Complete Unknown would be a shoo-in at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I may even have said that on the Complete Unknown podcast, I think, when we did it.
Okay.
Yes. First podcast of the year, and it's already film of the year. I did really enjoy that film. I wonder whether that film is also sort of aimed at elderly men, so that's why we enjoyed it so much.
Found its audience.
But we did. Second on my list, Hamnet, a surprisingly emotional late contender. Did really enjoy that, but I think both of those two are low on my priorities.
Okay.
I've narrowed it down really to 2 serious nominees. And my 2 nominees, I wrote on my card here, not only are my 2 nominees great films, but they are also the films that we need right now. The films that I'm nominating, I'm Still Here. So the Walter Salles film, which released in 2025, seems tremendously contemporary, even though it is a historical drama.
Yep.
I mean, as we record this podcast, we are only days after the US has commenced action in Venezuela. Mm-hmm. What is happening in South America right now at this very moment?
Yeah.
I'm Still Here. Maybe a historical film, but it also feels like it has a lot to say about the world we live in right now.
Yep.
And then my other film probably sits in the same bag. It's One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
I wrote here on my little list, this movie, based on a book published 35 years ago about 1960s hipsters reeling in the 80s, is now a timeless film about fictional activists, fictional militias. It is a Pavlova of fictions. Yet at the, I hope you like that.
Yeah.
I was quite pleased when I came up with that. I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah.
At the same moment, it seems as timely and prescient and relevant as it could possibly be. One battle after another. It doesn't happen in the real world. It happens in this kind of sort of strange, made-up world.
Yeah.
And yet also, it's very identifiably the world that we see on the news every day.
Yeah.
So I think our list then of 8 possibilities for the best film of 2025. I have. Tell me if I've missed anything out. A Complete Unknown. Hamnet, I'm Still Here, One Battle After Another, Secret Mall Apartment, Bugonia, September 5.
Yeah.
So in fact that's 7, not 8.
Yep.
Because I'm Still Here appears twice. Oh no, who are we going to give it to? Now I will point out that One Battle After Another has already picked up two gongs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Best Actor and Best Script.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we could make it a hat trick, or we could direct people's attention in a different direction.
Ooh, I do like that.
We did both love A Complete Unknown, but can we get away with giving a 2024 Film of the Year award?
I wish we could. I don't feel good about it. I love the fact that the very first part of the year, we could have just stopped recording podcasts for all of 2025. Just had our work done there. In hindsight, that seems funny to me. I'm glad we've talked about it a lot. I'm still not comfortable giving it an award because I just feel like.
I think I'll put that to the bottom of the list.
Yeah. So let's move that one.
Okay.
I'm down to then a list of 4: Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and I'm Still Here.
That's 3.
Is that 3?
That's 3. So that's discounting Secret Mall Apartment.
Yeah, I think it's just not a big enough film in September 5. Again, I'm happy that I've mentioned them, but I think everyone should see those 2 films. But in terms of like the best films that had a lot of stakes and came through successfully, you've got 3. I kind of lean toward. I don't know. What do you lean toward? What do you lean toward?
I was going to say that I'm leaning toward the thing you're leaning toward. I was waiting to hear what you were going to say. What are you leaning towards?
Oh, that's why I was saying leaning toward it. Yeah. Well, I love the fact that I'm Still Here and One Battle After Another are super relevant right now. I think that's important. So I think I would take Hamnet off the list there for that reason. Yep. Oh,
well, on the principle that we have honoured One Battle and After Another twice already.
Yeah.
I'd have a low threshold for giving it to Walter Salles.
Yeah.
For I'm Still Here.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the one that people probably aren't seeing and need to see. Yeah. It kind of completes your One Battle After Another experience if you see I'm Still Here too.
Yeah,
because that's the aftermath of that film, really.
Although it is tremendously relevant, this is not to downplay the fact that it is a tremendously well-made film.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It has a lot of tones. It's economical.
Yep.
And also it has that one of those things that I really love, isn't it, where it feels like a place or a location is one of the characters.
Yeah.
That house, that apartment they have, that really feels like part of the soul of the whole movie. It's not just the people, it's the people and the place.
I also feel like I've neglected one of the best scenes of the year, which is when they have first shuffled her husband out of the house, and they're just these guys. They're not in uniforms or anything like that, but they're so menacing. It's just these guys from the government who, they've got guns, I think, somewhere, but you're not seeing them a lot. They're just in the house, occupying her and her family's space calmly and just with dripping menace. And it's a great scene.
I said now, and again, guys not in uniforms, waving guns around, being menacing, purportedly from the government. This is another. Yeah, another thing that we're seeing a little bit too much of on the news, isn't it? It feels like I'm Still Here is very much the film of the moment.
Yep.
Well, difficult to argue with that.
Yep.
I'm Still Here, great piece of work and terribly relevant.
Yeah.
I think that should win the gong for best film of the year.
It won the pen drop. I just dropped my pen.
That was you dropping the mic. That's what a writer does when dropping the mic, is it's drop the pen. Well, great set of awards. I will recap the awards one more time, and then ask the audience to hang around at the end of the podcast for another announcement. So the Two Real Cinema Club Film of the Year Awards 2025. Film of the Year not made this year, Fanny and Alexander. Difficult to argue with that. Best Actor of the Year, Leonardo DiCaprio in one battle after another. Can't stop talking about how great he is in that film. Clunker of the Year, well, God, there are a lot of these. This was a very hotly contested category.
Yes.
But the clunker which fell furthest from the greatest heights gets the gong. It is Mickey 17. Do better next time. Scene of the year, it's what the directors are waiting for. Well, for us, I think we ended up agreeing it's the hands on stage in Hamlet. Very emotional. I feel I'm going to cry now. Product placement of the year, or new award this year, and there was no shortage of nominees. But if it's going to go to anybody, it goes to the dreadfully cynical product placement of Netflix in Sentimental Value. That's a little picture of the future right there on screen, isn't it? Script of the year, probably our favourite award. A lot of debate about this, but in the end, one battle after another is the winner. Is it a great script? It's certainly an interesting one, and it's a successful one. I think he's earned the gong there. And finally, film of the year. Is it the best film released this year? Maybe it is. Is it the most important film released this year? Maybe it is. I'm Still Here by Walter Salles. You can still see that online, I think, somewhere. Well worth chasing down. That is the one that we would recommend. Thank you. As always, it's been a pleasure. And those were the films of the year.
Yeah, that's a great list. I feel very good about that list, and I'm glad we talked through some of the nominees there.
Yeah, exactly. So even the ones that didn't win, and it's a shame actually that we've got to the end there and September 5 hasn't won anything, because that came up a lot.
But you know what? Having your name dropped on the Two Real Cinema Club, that means something. That means butts in seats, butts on couches, streaming. Think of all the money you'll make from Netflix.
Residuals. Oh yes, that's the only way to show a film these days. One other announcement, which is to say, sadly, this is the last episode of the Two Real Cinema Club. This is episode 200. We've made it to 200 episodes. Not bad. We started at the end of 2021. Do you remember what the first films that we recorded the podcast for were?
I thought we did a practice one, but I know we did Rafifi and... what was that film?
I think it was Red Notice.
Red Notice.
Absolutely execrable.
Is that our first published one? Or
yeah, that was the first published one, and we did do Dune versus Dune as our practice episode.
Oh, that's what
I haven't listened to that for a long time. So we've come all the way from the end of 2021 to the beginning of 2026.
Wow.
I have learned so much.
Yes. Same here.
But more than that, I have just enjoyed every episode. Been such a pleasure to talk to you every week. You have taught me a great deal. And I have learned so much from our conversations. I tell you what, recording a podcast takes a lot of energy, doesn't it?
It does. I was always surprised how you're watching films, you're thinking about them, then you're sitting down, you're writing about them, and then you come back and you talk about them. It's funny because you change your opinion all the time. I think one thing for me that I've really taken away is just just talking about films. And I don't know that people do that enough anymore. And the space isn't there at the theater to do it. I think it's super important because different eyes see different things and different ears hear different things. And you just need to put it all together. And there have been so many times when I thought, that film was rubbish. But then I talked to you and I said, well, it's not all rubbish. There's a little bit of good stuff in there. And I think that happens again and again. And it's been a pleasure talking about and discovering things that I've missed or discovering things that I've already forgotten or rediscovered. And that's what filmmaking is. It's supposed to last forever. And so I think the nature of data centers is that podcasts live forever too. So you guys can go back and listen to 200 episodes of us on all the great streamers and on YouTube, and we'll be with you forever. And these are younger versions of ourselves. As we're rotting away and watching films and being grumpy, our younger selves are in the ether reviewing old films and other old films. older films.
You're right. Won't be very long before the new films will be the old films, and it will be the old films versus the older films. we are freeing ourselves up to do some of the writing that we haven't been able to do while we've been recording the podcast. So look forward to more projects from us. And I'm not sure we're going to sell anything to Netflix quite yet, having slagged them off so profoundly during this week's episode.
Got to repair that relationship.
Thank you, everyone, for your ears. It has been a pleasure to talk into them over these years. And I'm looking forward to what happens next.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We will see you at the popcorn counter. And you will see yourselves on screen. Who are you?
Who are you? Who are we? You're right. Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. I am going to press stop.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go over there. I forgot about that. I hope I pressed record beginning. There we go.